Well, what do you think? Do you think it's equally reprehensible to beat your wife bloody for half an hour with a hockey stick, or to call that out in a tweet? According to Canada's immigration minister, himself a Muslim migrant to Canada, they're equally reprehensible. Doesn't sound something like something that the most feminist government in the galaxy would say, but of course there's always an exception to liberal values with Justin Trudeau when Islam enters the fray. Joining us now via Skype from New York City is our friend Pamela Geller, who has been an early warning signal against the Islamification of the West for years. Here we have a Muslim immigration minister equating beating women with criticizing the beating of women. You know what? As the kids would say, the terrorists have won.
Well, under Islam, he's not wrong, because to criticize Islamic law is blasphemy, which is punishable by death. The government official, Leach, has been criticized for fear-mongering. Well, tell that to the wife of the Muslim who beat her with a hockey stick. Of course he didn't know it was against the law. Wife beating is not against Islamic law. So Leach is absolutely right. The refugee program has brought into Canada innumerable refugees with values that we would regard as misogynistic and hateful, as well as violent. And so the idea, as you point out, that Trudeau, he cannot say that his is a feminist government unless and until he tells these refugees that they have to leave their misogyny at the border. But he cannot, and he will not do that, because doing so would be Islamophobic.
Yeah.
You know, so the hockey stick case shows us the contradictions that the leftists face. Yeah. Either they're going to have to stop standing up for women's rights or come out what they would call Islamophobic. And right now, it looks as if they're abandoning feminism, not Islam. They're abandoning feminism under the banner of feminism. You can't make this stuff up, Ezra.
You know, just yesterday we had Barbara Kay on the show, and we started talking about a case from, I think it was from Mannheim, Germany, about a young refugee worker who was gang raped by 3 men. And in her initial police report, she lied and said they were ethnic German men because she didn't want to embarrass the refugees. And she later went on to write a letter of apology to her rapists. And I guess the reason I raise that here is, if a rape victim herself, gang raped in the most brutal, horrific manner imaginable, if even she still cannot be shaken out of this leftist trance, this zombie walk, then what hope is there for the rest of us? I mean, I wonder if there's any line that Western liberals will not let Islam cross, or if they'll let them cross them all. I just wonder if there's, I mean, they blew up a concert of Ariana Grande teenage girls, and Brits rolled over. I think that if they beheaded Queen Elizabeth herself, God forbid, I still think the left would say it's our fault.
Well, they'd say that the Queen had it coming to her because she was a colonialist. And this idea that you bring up about not reporting the rapes, that woman that apologized to her rapist is hardly singular. I have run numerous videos on my site of rape victims who would not report the rape for fear that it would damage the narrative of welcoming refugees. Listen, we can't rationalize with the irrational. You can't speak logically to an insane, dogmatic human being. I say, forget them. You know, this is a war. This is the war now in the battle of ideas, and clearly the war in the information battle space has now come to the streets. Yes, and we have to fight. You know, we have to fight for our ideas. I just don't think that you're ever going to win an argument with an irrational or albeit insane person. And so I think the right has to forget about that. I think the right needs more to repair what's happening on the right, all of this divisiveness and these factions, and get behind, for example, President Trump, get behind the ban. And in the case of Canada, I mean, listen, everybody there has to work towards, whenever your election is, overthrowing this tool of the leftist Islamic alliance. Trudeau, he's a disaster.
That's an excerpt from my daily TV show, The Ezra Levant Show. Normally it's behind a paywall, but I thought you'd like this video, so we put it on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to watch the daily show every day, including always 2 interviews a day, and I read my hate mail, just click on this screen and become a premium member.